Hello, imaginary internet friends. I'm Mild Kratz. Some of you probably already know me from my video game related content, and almost all of you probably don't know who I am at all. So, I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce myself as also being something of a B-horror movie connoisseur, and I'd like to take a look at a very special film today that was released last year, if you can believe it, called Attack of the Killer Donuts. We start this movie like any other self-respecting B-horror movie would, with a long panning shot of our protagonist's bedroom. And that is if you can consider Johnny Wentworth our protagonist. The movie doesn't do a great job of framing him that way.
Johnny, you're gonna be late for work again. I'm up, Mom.
And based on this opening shot, I'm going to assume he's a serial killer fixated on this B-movie actress, considering all of these photos seem like headshots. And as it turns out, I'm not too far off, but I'm getting ahead of myself, and that's one of the more brilliant parts of this movie, so I will try to contain some spoilers.
John Blake Wentworth.
This is Johnny's deservingly ball-busting mother, Emma, I think? I'm not 100% on the names because she's in this movie for probably a collective 4 minutes. If memory serves, she has this scene, a scene at the end of the movie, and that's about it. I think she's mostly in this movie to frame Johnny as like a lovable underdog type character. Like a kind-hearted, funny, lovable ne'er-do-well.
Who's the most beautiful mother in all of Shady Grove?
But Johnny himself does a lot to combat that position.
It's my mom! My mom is... Uncle Luther! Uncle Luther! Open up!
Speaking of largely pointless and almost completely forgettable characters, this is Johnny's Uncle Luther. They don't provide him with a last name, but I'll bet you dollars to donuts it's Wentworth. And I can hear you arguing at home, all 6 of you that are fans of this movie, that this character is far from pointless because he's the catalyst to our conflict. You know, the killer donuts. And I won't even argue that that's true given the movie at hand. My argument, however, would be that the mad scientist trope is already so played out in the B-horror movie genre that this type of origin story for the introduction of any monster is so redundantly unoriginal and borderline offensive that you may as well have given Luther blackface.
The door is locked. Oh, there it is. No, I need that. Oh, man, what did you do? I'm late. I gotta go. No, wait! You're gonna ruin my greatest hour.
In fairness, this movie wasted a great hour and a half for me.
Nice of you to make it, sunshine.
This is Michelle. She was previously introduced in a scene I didn't bother to show you, alongside her brother who makes no other appearance in this movie. Because unlike some directors, I see what is a value add and what isn't. And the only thing you might be missing out on now is that Michelle is apparently some kind of tech whiz.
Here you go.
Oh wait, did she just fix Johnny's laptop? Oh well then never mind, we're all caught up.
The bills, baby.
Damn. It stinks. Did you take out the garbage?
You may also be experiencing in this scene something you might call playful banter between Michelle and Johnny. But I don't want you to worry about that, as Johnny has already mentioned a couple of times that Michelle is nothing but a friend, and so there's very little chance of romantic entanglement between the two later in the film. It's also at this point that Johnny cues us into how the director financed this movie.
Easy. He pays us crappy wages and cuts every corner imaginable.
Whiskers McFur. We've been waiting for this all
Hey,
week.
wait. Do you guys think that was a real cat? I'm sorry, I know there was a little whiplash involved with that transition, but this movie really does never stop with character introductions and pointless scenes, so I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit to the parts of the movie you're going to want to see. This is the part of the movie that has our first significant introduction to the killer donuts. That's maybe the first important thing to notice about this scene. Something else you'll probably notice in this scene is what I'm going to call an attempt at humor. Because, as you can clearly see, this woman who is on a diet has put on lingerie and now is provocatively dancing for a box of donuts. See, the humor involved here is that overweight people often romanticize their food, like other people might romanticize a man or a woman. It's not a particularly funny joke, but it is an attempt. but I'd really hate to think they thought this might be a donut hole-in-one. The other important thing about this scene is that it actually shows some evidence that the director might be able to tell us something about these characters without directly and forcefully beating us over the head with dialogue, nearly to the point of delirium. Unfortunately, in this case, it's just again to show us that this undesirable old spinster has some kind of fixation about cats. It's another failing attempt we'll have to tally under attempted humor.
Do you smell patchouli?
Next to enter the donut shop is character number 326, Flanagan. It is my belief that we're supposed to hate Flanagan based on his dietary choices, and the fact that he's an unrelenting hippie.
Kids. Is Clifford available?
Sure thing. I'll get him.
Can I get you anything? Oh, no, I wouldn't be caught dead eating it. I mean, I have a very strict gluten-free paleo-vegan diet.
Flanagan, what do you want? I'm very busy.
I just wanted to show you my latest creation.
Well, lucky me. What is it?
Open it, you silly goose. It's Fertile Soil's latest addition to the menu. Behold, circular bliss.
It looks like a tiny donut.
Yeah, what gives, Flanagan? It's a tiny round donut.
It is a tiny round donut, you boob.
Although again characteristically tropey for this movie, it's the kind of thing that I would usually play along with. The problem, however, in this movie is that they're trying to take a character here and make you not like him. Ordinarily, they would do that by matching him up against one of the characters that you particularly like in the movie. So you're probably already seeing the problem here without me needing to explain it to you, but here goes anyway. I don't like any of the characters in this movie. And let me be clear real quick, I don't dislike the actors in this movie. In fact, I think most of them are doing the best with what they can, providing the admittedly ridiculous nature of this plot and some of the poorly written dialogue. At least for me, I think the most likable character at this point is probably Michelle. And I'm suspicious the writers may have actually known that at this point, because then they have her do this.
I'll try it.
Michelle? What are you doing? Don't eat that, Michelle.
Where's she going?
Don't you dare eat. She's eating the donut. She's eating. It's probably terrible.
And again, I get the attempted humor here. It didn't make me laugh, but I understood it. An alternative theory I have here is that perhaps the actor portraying Michelle may have pushed for the inclusion of this scene into the movie so that she wouldn't later have to endure the indignity of auditioning to become an adult film actor.
Heaven.
Although, frankly, in my opinion, this might be more embarrassing. This is the last scene we'll take a look at right now, wherein character number 458, Howard, shows up at the Wentworth front door and is greeted by Johnny's mother, of whom it is understood he is banging. It's really only in the movie to validate a series of unfunny jokes that takes place towards the end of the movie, and it's only in my review of the movie to correct the fact that I said that Johnny's mom only shows up in the beginning and at the end. And speaking of ends, that's probably going to be at the end of this video. There's still more to talk about with this movie for sure. I think we're in minute 23 out of 84. So plenty of places to go with this one still. I mean, we only saw one woman get mauled by a donut. I would say I'll give you an idea of how I feel about this movie. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either, because I think it kind of belongs to a particular genre of films now, like the B horror movies, and I just think it's missed the mark a little bit there. I will talk about this movie more for sure in the future in a different video, but also on Let's Talk Movies, I guess. If you don't know what that is, it's one of my featured channels, of which I am the co-host along with my friend John. So I think episodes of that are starting to hit YouTube, and if you're looking for more content or just want to hear the ASMR qualities of my voice, you can absolutely do it there, and for much longer periods of time than this video. Anyway, that's been me. I'm Mild Kratz, and if you like my videos, please like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out. It keeps me motivated, and yeah, I don't know. I like doing this sort of thing, but I like knowing that people enjoy watching it too. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.